Alright, welcome back. Now, today, I actually had a weird dream a couple of days ago. I had a dream, I was jumped by a bunch of super capitals, and I feel like I was kind of predicting the future. This you will see. I mean, today's Black Ops Rome was a little bit of a fail. I think it was pretty funny actually. Actually, this happened couple days ago, weeks ago. I don't know when this was recorded, but yeah, around that time I had that weird dream, and a day or two after, and it's kind of happened. Not exactly in the same way as in the dream, but yeah, we got jumped by a bunch of angry super capitalists. That was pretty funny, as you will see in this video. But yeah, speaking of super capitals, still working on getting the idea that I talked about a couple of days ago in place. Basically, I want to see how much tank I can get out of these ships, and maybe do something different. So yeah, that's on my to-do list. So let's go to the first target for today. As you see, I'm in the Stratios. We are warming up. Don't worry, the Black Ops Rome is coming up. It's close. I just want to go and do a little warm up with the Stratios. Usually I left this at the end, right? But this time let's just do something different. So we have a assault battlecruiser, as I said quite literally thousands of times by now. Assault battlecruisers are my favorite ship class to eat with a cloaky Stratios. Nothing is more satisfying than approaching a ship cloaked and just deleting it with a Stratios. Especially when they have a lot of stabs. That's just, eating a ship with a lot of stabs is just especially satisfying. I didn't scout the ship first. I just went in blindly, basically, and I went with my instinct. I expected this to be a sniper, and there is a sniping battlecruiser, as they usually are. Okay, they're aligned, so a Stratios is pretty much one of the very few ways that you can engage them solo, basically. Bomber, Astro, Enforcer or Stratios are your go-to ships with the ability to basically tackle ships that are aligned. Sometimes the ships that are aligned will still warp away and escape, but with one of these cloaky ships, that's very rare to happen. It did happen to me a couple times in the past, but very rarely, once or twice a year, or once or twice in couple of years. That's how often it happens, because the tackle ability, or should I say the
warp drive active.
It's just the way that these ships work that makes them good for that purpose. And my apologies if I sound a little bit distracted. I was distracted. Was replying on a message. Okay, so as I mentioned before, very few ships are good for tackling aligned ships solo. Usually you have a tackle alt interceptor or a cloaky ship, bomber, ships like that. If I go solo, I usually go Stratios, because it can do the tackle and it can do the DPS part in the same package. Although it's not the only ship that's able to do that, there are a bunch of other ships that are capable of doing that. Okay, well, the Black Ops run. Oh, I'm flying the Domi Black Ops. This thing actually, this little ship here, this space potato, escaped, I think, 2 or 3 times from some very, very nasty situation. This ship is a little bit lucky. I do expect to lose it at one point. Eventually its luck will run out, and that's why I fitted this ship relatively cheap. I expect this thing to blow up. However, always, this is the thing with my ships. When I expect a ship to blow up, it doesn't blow up. When I expect a ship to not blow up, it blows up. Usually how it goes. So this is Dominic's, well, not the most unique and special ship. It is definitely one of the more lucky ships that I have so far, because this thing is going deep into enemy territory, and so far it's I'm about to jinx this, I know, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It went deep into enemy territory a couple of times now, and it survived 100% of times.
Docking request
And yeah,
accepted.
since I said that now, since I said that now, next time I fly this thing, it will probably blow up. But yeah, we will see what will happen. We have a nice little fleet here, and you know, I kind of had that feeling, you know, that feeling that tells me, oh, we're about to lose all of our fleet, are we? Usually, how things go when you have a bunch of ships like this. Things either go really, really good, or they go really, really bad, really, really quickly. That's just my experience based on, you know, from what I've seen in the past like 10-15 years of playing games like this. And I think we are eating, yes. And I think I just let the video explain its thing here. We plan to go and drop on a Rorqual. The one thing, you know, we discussed, is this Rorqual a bait, right? Oh, yes it is! And that's a wyvern, that's a, I think I saw hell. That's a Rorqual, obviously, and there's more of them coming in. So yeah, if, you know, as many players have said in the last, I don't know how many years, if something is too good to be true, it probably is. And this is one of those moments where that's the case. Now, the last Rorqual that we have engaged, that I participated in at least, was yeeted. We did lose a bunch of ships, but the Rorqual was yeeted. Here we haven't really done anything. Thankfully, we didn't have nothing too expensive, right? Just your ordinary Black Ops. But yeah, I actually thought not to jump. I thought to bluff it, you know. I thought to blame ping and lag on this, but I decided, you know what? If we eat, we eat. If I die, I die. Who cares? At the end of the day, the experience and the laughs I had from this was worth it. Now, I was sure I warped at 100 kilometers. Just watch what my ship does here. Watch at my speed. Now, I warped at the base with a terrible mistake actually. When I didn't even look at what I warped to. I just went to the first object my eyes have seen, and I bumped the object here, the structure, whatever. There's this thing here, the station in the base anomaly. And it's a tier 10 anomaly. It's a serious one. It's a hefty one. And 3 points. I'm still going to warp. No, thankfully I changed the rigs. If I didn't change rigs, I'd warp be done for. Yeah, actually I could probably destroy these ships and warp, but I don't know where I even am on the map right now, to be honest. Well, somewhere in decline, and that's the only thing I know. Somewhere north, I believe. And yeah, and last time I was the only one who survived. One of the few ships that came out alive. This time I think I'm not the only one who survived. It was pretty funny to listen to the warp out command in the voice in the comms. Yeah, it was funny to realize that, oh, it's a bait. But it was still pretty funny, I would say. I enjoyed it. And yeah, noping out. Yes, quickly as we noped in, we all noped out. Well, the ships that survived noped out. It was the textbook definition of an epic fail. Textbook definition of an epic fail. Now, how many did we have? Just 3 minutes ago, like 25 ships, and now if we can count 10, that'd be good. Oh well, it was still pretty funny. Stuff like this happens, not a big deal. After all, the laughs and giggles that, yeah, it was worth it. You win some, you lose some. It's how it goes. And I personally really enjoy these fleets because they're so unpredictable and you never know what's gonna happen. And well, there's going to be more. Don't worry.
Docking request accepted.
I'm not gonna leave it an epic fail, you know, obviously not. Well, docked in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea where I'm actually. In any case, we are waiting for the next target to pin. It's actually a very interesting thing to do. I thought about getting a sign off of my own, but in order to do the sign off thing properly, in order to do the hot drop properly, you need to have a very specific nanocore. Unfortunately, I don't have the nanocore. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of the magic nanocores, as I like to call them. I like classic stuff. I actually don't even have a nanocore in most of my ships. I mean, this thing doesn't have a nanocore at the moment. So if I were to go and do a sign of chameleon, I would have to definitely change the way how I approach ships, because I would have to get a nanocore for it, and as you guys know, I don't like to use nanocores. Well, the magic ones, etc. In any case, we dropped on a there was a Cobra and there was a Myrmidon, I think, 2 ships. The Cobra did aggro on a gate, and this the 20 of our ships here, so that's going to be pretty funny. That's a tanky battleship, by the way. A tanky one. Didn't tank much. That's just a lot of DPS and a lot of drones. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to lock on time. I was there to enjoy the fireworks, but yeah, they did aggro the chameleon at the gate, and that was a very, very fatal mistake for the Cobra. 8.2 billion ISK. Well, actually, it wasn't a full tank build. I kind of like this build actually. 3 adaptives, a booster, and damage mods. For a passive tank, that's pretty solid actually. You combine tank and DPS. After all, that thing does have a bonus on shield resistance, so you can get away with pulling off a glass build like that. Oh look, a interceptor. Let's see what happens with the interceptor. Okay, they jump. I mean, we have so many drones here. I don't think an interceptor is going to be a big problem. I actually thought to change my build on the Dominics to kind of sacrifice my DPS for extra drone velocity and drone tracking. I believe that will benefit the fleet a little bit more as an anti-tackle. But I also have a cloaking device. Yeah, I carry the whole build with me. I always carry the whole build with me because depending on where we go, sometimes, you know, I can afford to not use a cloaking device, but when we go and drop on something like a Rorqual that's, you know, that smells like a bait, yeah, I'm taking a cloaking device with me in that case. That cloaking device saved my ship once in one of the last videos that I made, and I intend to keep the cloaking device because, you know, if it saved my ship once, it's bound to do the same thing again at one point. So, you know, kind of a thing that I keep in a cargo hold because I find it very useful and not to mention, you know, not to say 100% required, you know, but it's a Black Ops and we're doing Black Ops operation with them, and you know, it's not a Black Ops if it doesn't have a cloak. But that was a fun little jump in and jump out. Okay, so let's see, that's a lot of ships that we have here actually. I did have the Typhoon Black Ops or Special Ops before. Kind of, you know, the problem I had with that ship was power grid. I initially used it with artillery as long range ship, but unfortunately for whatever reason I wasn't able to fit a build that I wanted to have on that ship. I lacked power grid. Can you imagine lacking power grid of a battleship on a battleship? And I have maxed out skills for battleships. So I don't know what was up with that. That kind of left a kind of a bad taste in my mouth for the Typhoon. It's not a bad ship. It's not a bad ship. It is just a ship that I couldn't get to work the way I imagined it to work. But you know, it's very good for a fleet. Definitely, it can work really well if you are doing Black Ops fleets. I would say the Typhoon might be a very solid option. I would still fly it if I didn't have the bombard implant on a high level. As you guys know, I swapped to drones a couple months ago, and I decided to dump all of my, well, most of my skill points into drones, and most of the implant that I have is also put into drones. And honestly, ever since I done that, I started to enjoy it a bit more. I started to enjoy the game a bit more. Doing a full circle with all weapon systems, starting with drones and now back to drones. And yeah, staying drones. There is no way that I'll ever replace drones. Something really drastic needs to happen for me to change from drones to something else. And yeah, might remove some of my other implants. Basically, we have that implant reset button available. I might just reset a bunch of implants that I don't use anymore and put all that into Bombard, so, you know, max that out and use the most broken and insane implant that the game has to offer to its full potential with level 45. At least that's what I plan to do. What ends up happening though, I have no idea. We will see how you know, things go, but I'm fairly sure that's the next thing that I'll do, maxing out the bombard implant. It is like 35, 38 at the moment, but I forgot what level it is. It's a high level bombard. It is still very strong regardless of the level. Next target we have a magnet cover tops, and yes, I went on a little Astro run. I thought to do something. I thought to do something else, but you know, the Astro needs to have some kill marks on the hull as well, and I will gladly give the little ship some marks. It deserves them. Well, it wasn't anything spectacular, obviously, just a Tier 6 exploration frigate, but it's not bad. I won't complain. Now, what was my keyboard doing there? Did you see that? My keyboard was all over the place. Isn't that just lovely?
Undocking.
Let's go to the next target. Vazago. I was just requested to do a Vazago and a Catalyst vs Courser video. Okay, I might be able to do that. Just reading some comments on the sidelines here. There's so many things that I want to do. So making a little list of the to-do things for me, since the test server is now up and running, so I can do stuff over there as well. And we have a Stabber fleet. Oh, okay. Now, I would say the Mar is definitely... What is the Stabber doing? Burning away AFK, that's pretty funny. Malar is probably my favorite low tier ship. It's the most fun low tier ship that I have, actually. It can punch up, it's very tanky. Oh, let's see. You cannot make this up. They're actually going to go to the next anomaly. with literally me chasing them. Okay, that's pretty funny. Let's go to the large anomaly then. Could be a bait stabber. Although I do have a stabber, I do have a classic stabber, I have a fleet stabber, I have a bunch of other tier 6 ships here. Tier 6 ships. Because they are fun, and I just decided at one point in the past, you know what, I'll just buy all ships and I'll fly all ships, depending on how I feel. But I always end up flying one or two ships that I like the most. No, it doesn't mean that other ships are bad. It just means that I prefer to fly a bunch of, you know, other ships. However, I do plan to fly the other ones as well, because why not? I kind of want to have kill marks on everything. I mean, I have a kill mark on... I have kill marks on the... what was the name of it again? Imicus. I have stripes on that thing as well. That's pretty funny.
We're under attack.
Well, the stabber is now in hull. Couple more hits and the stabber will be a wreck. Well, oh, a tracking disruptor. Well, that's not going to do much. Maybe not. Okay, there we go. Stabber has been destroyed. Let's get the pod. And oh, okay. I got 4 extra autocannons. Not going to say no to that. Well, that was a fun little chase at the end. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. That was a nice little short run. There'll be a lot more coming up, obviously. I just need to decide what I'll do next. Vazago, Courser, or do I do the dread thing that I planned on couple days ago. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe, fly safe, and as always, I'll see you next time. And this was a 52.5 million stabber. Not a bad value for this ship.